Steph McGovern, how are you?
And they started taking photos of me and I'm like, oh my God, they know who I am already and I haven't been on. But they thought I was Lady Gaga because she was going in and doing Lady Gaga. So I'll do my tax returns on Christmas Day.
Sick.
I don't think it was.
Everyone at Black & Decker's going, oh, yeah, I'm listening in from my big break. My next one's going to think I'm so romantic.
Hello and welcome to the Therapy Crouch with me, Abbey Clancy.
Me, Peter Crouch, and we have a beautiful guest here.
Oh, thanks.
Steph,
Where is she?
Steph McGovern, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
I know Ross with his big ball. I apologise.
I know we were just saying we've got quite an eye full here.
I know,
Ross?
exactly.
Yeah.
Ross has packed lunch.
Ross has packed lunch.
They are some shots like that.
Tighty whities.
Oh my
Tighty greys.
It's been a bit weird looking at my cousin's balls.
I know, because they are really directly in your eyeline
They
as well.
are.
That's a soundbite, isn't it?
It's kind of
They're just social.
That's it. So we started with packed lunch, Steph.
Yeah.
That's what you've done with that now.
Yes, yeah, I did that for like nearly 4 years. It started in lockdown, so it was, quite a crazy time, wasn't it? Where suddenly, we didn't know what was going to happen in the world. I just had a baby. She was only a couple of months old. And we were meant to be launching the show. I'd left the BBC. I'd been at the BBC for like years and years and years. And then we're meant to be launching the show. And then because of lockdown, we ended up doing it from my house. So it actually started a bit like this. It started in my house, which was really weird because it was like being on Big Brother because obviously no one was allowed near me. So they just set up cameras around like the living room, kitchen area. And then every day I'd just sit and talk to myself. And then sometimes there would be because the line would go down or whatever, you couldn't get guests. And I'd just be like, oh, well, there's Maureen putting out her bins outside. And I'm thinking, how is this like actual telly? So it started there. Then we went to the studio in Leeds and then it kind of just grew and grew. And But yeah, now it's gone. Sad times.
But it's a shame. It was an amazing success. At the time, though, and you must have been
staple.
Yeah, you must have loved doing it, and
it was
the
class.
people you met, and
I loved it because it felt like I was hanging out with my mates.
Yeah.
First of all the food that was cooked for me was amazing. Like having Simon Rim and people like that there, and then like people like Denise Van Outen coming in and chatting about what's going on in the world, and we had an audience as well, which felt like. It was just, a good laugh with your mates and getting loads of different perspectives on what was going on in the world, which was just fun.
We love Denise. She's one of our good pals.
Yeah, she's great.
Fabulous.
No one realises how filthy she is in real life as well. I don't mean hygienically.
But also
kill me for saying that. No, but she's really funny. You must have had one of her voice notes.
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Yeah, she was at your birthday. She was a good laugh there.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she was funny.
you always find that sometimes when you probably go to a break or something like that, the carnage kind of off-camera stuff. You want to keep it on.
Yeah.
Totally. The funniest stuff often happens in the break, because that's when you really say what you want to say about something. Or
You should bring it back, but after dark.
I know. Well,
Hollyoaks.
Exactly. Me and Russell Kane, comedian Russell Kane and Denise were talking about this. We were like, we should do it after hours version of it. But then the commissioner at Channel 4 was like, it'd just be you lot swearing. I was like, maybe,
Yeah.
Sure.
We did the Therapy Crouch after hours not long ago, and the edit on that was interesting.
But it wasn't really after hours. It was just Peter and Abby pissed.
No, it was after a few drinks, basically. We were looser than normal. It was pretty loose anyway.
We'd been to watch Pete in this paddle tournament.
Yeah.
So I had nothing to do but drink champagne all day. So and then we had to do the pod when we got home, bladdered.
And was it any good?
Yeah.
Well, I
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
And do you know what? You all looked at each other then like, I'm not really sure, was it?
Well, I can't remember any of
I
it.
actually don't think I listened to it and I can't remember
To be
it.
fair, I wasn't as bad as you because I was actually playing paddle as well. So you just got absolutely bladdered. No?
Yeah, but you'd have probably got drunker easily after
Maybe.
you've played paddle.
Exercising.
Yeah.
And then
Catch
catching
up.
up. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. It's not always a
That's
good thing.
worse.
But yeah, listen, so you started it. You grew up in Middlesbrough, right?
Yes.
And we were discussing just before we started. Obviously, you do the Rest Is Money.
Podcast.
Podcast.
Well, yeah.
And but your background's very different. So you're like an engineer. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I grew up in Middlesbrough, and it's a place where obviously it's always at the bottom end of any kind of league tables, apart from cheap heroin, apparently. But it's always like getting slagged off, and it's a tough area, but it's a place where I don't think I'd be where I am today if I didn't grow up there, because I learned a lot about like resilience, and the school that I went to was like this experiment school where it was sponsored by industry. So our school was sponsored by British American Tobacco. So it was like a cigarette company that was, and they put all this money into really good resources. So even though like the kids who went there, a lot of them were from quite tough homes and things, we had this just great experience of school where we didn't have assemblies where you went and sat in a hall. We had like a college news, so we did a TV news every week.
Wow.
Obviously I wangled my way in there to present it. So we did all that, and so it just gave you like a different perspective on life. Like it made us think about the world of work rather than just thinking about exams and stuff. Because a lot of, especially, the kids I grew up with, a lot of them wouldn't have had like the structure at home to do well in exams because of everything going on in their life. So it was just good from that point of view. So the big thing was, because of the area where I grew up, it was very heavy industry and all that. So I just thought that's the industry to go in to make money, is like going to engineering and I ended up working for Black & Decker in Durham. So
didn't you save them like 150 grand or something? Didn't you change them? One stat.
But you know what? Every time I mention this, because it was to do with the things that blow leaves in your garden, and everyone
I've got one of them.
Everyone hates me.
Have you heard Ricky Gervais's sketch?
Do you know my jet wash isn't working? Can you help me fix it?
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
It's
lost the pressure.
Oh yeah, no, I could have.
And I don't know why.
Can we have a quick look at that after?
Yeah.
You haven't got anywhere to be.
No, I actually thought that when I was reading the Black & Decker thing, I was like, my freaking jet wash isn't working.
Yeah,
I can get you on that.
I could. Yeah, I spent quite a lot of time testing out pressure washers.
Oh, I love them.
So there's a sense of achievement when you've cleaned something with a pressure washer.
She loves a pressure washer.
Yeah.
Loves it. Don't you?
Yeah.
You the other day.
On a patio.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
But I do all the
nothing like
window
it.
frames and everything. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
I am, but I love
totally
it.
hear you. I love a pressure washer.
And a ride on
Yeah.
lawnmower.
So where did you get into TV and
Yeah, I
things
know,
like
'cause
that?
it's
Yeah.
like
So like you
everyone-
go from Black & Decker to lunchtime
Lunch.
television. Yeah. How does that work?
So it's because
Everyone at Black & Decker's going, I'm listening in from my big break.
So it was because I won a competition when I was there. It sounds ridiculous now, but I won this Young Engineer for Britain title. And so I then started being interviewed by the media, and it was when like the BBC had money more than they do now, and they paid me to get the train down from Borough to London to go to Television Centre, and I was like 19, and I got there and I was like, I want to work here. This is class, because I'd watched Live and Kicking coming from there and Children in Need, and I was like, I want to work here. So I basically just stalked the people that I met there. I just used to be like, can I do anything? Can I carry your bag? Can I answer the phones? Can I do whatever? And that's how I got in. I just went in. I used to answer the phones on a radio show all about money, and I'd obviously been dead interested in all the business stuff anyway. So that's how I ended up doing business journalism, because I'm just dead fascinated about who's making money, how, why, where does it go, and so then that just sparked my love of like doing business news and explaining all the stuff going on in the world.
God, so what was your first role at the BBC?
So first, after answering the phones, then I kind of just worked my way up from the bottom, really.
Wow.
So I was a producer behind the scenes for a long, long time. So I used to do like the 10 o'clock news or the main bulletins as a producer. So it would be my job to like help the reporter put their piece together and interview people and decide what we're doing and all that. And then one day I was walking down the corridor with the lad I was producing at the time, who I do the podcast with now, The Rest Is Money, Robert Preston. Yeah, so I was walking down the corridor with him, and then the boss of business news on the radio was walking past, and he said, "Have you ever done live radio before, Steph?" And I was like, no. And then like got a nudge off Robert, and I was like, yeah, totally. I've done loads. And he went, "Great. I need someone to go on to Chris Evans's show this afternoon on Radio 2 and do the business news, because the lass who did it, Foxy, Rebecca Pike, she was ill or something, And he went, can you go and do it? And I was like, I've literally never done anything like this in my life. But it was the day that you two were performing, not you two, obviously.
I can't remember that.
They were performing on his show on the roof of the building.
Oh, I love you. That's our favourite band. We got married.
Our wedding song was Sometimes You Can't Make It on Your Own.
Oh my God, you're going to love this then. So I turn up at the studios and it's from Broadcasting House, which is another building. You'll know, not Television Centre. It's one in the centre near Oxford Circus. And I got there and the streets were full of people because everyone was waiting for you two to come out. And I was walking in and there was all the paparazzi and it was a sunny day and I had sunglasses on and they started taking photos of me and I'm like, oh my God, they know who I am already and I haven't been on. But they thought I was Lady Gaga because she was going in and doing Lady Gaga. But I did have proper crazy, I suppose it is quite white now, but anyway, so I went in and I was proper nervous, but I was thinking I've just got to,
Just do it.
So I went in and the producer said to me, right, just do the business news quick, get on with it, but we haven't got time. It's all about you two. So I was like, fine. So I got in the lift and went up to the 6th floor where the show comes from. Got out of the lift and there is Bono.
I love him.
Well, I walked out the lift, right, and I thought, I don't know how to approach Bono because at that point I'd never really met many
You just got to bow, I reckon.
Yeah, well... I went to shake his hand and obviously, and I was like, hello, Mr. Bono, like an absolute twat. And then obviously he didn't respond with a handshake, so I put my hand over my head. Oh, cringe.
High five, scuba dive.
He grabbed hold of me, right? And he gave me this big hug.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, he gave me this big hug, but it was at the same point as Chris Evans had come out of the studio. And
you're like, fuck off, Chris.
Have you ever met Bono, will you?
Think some Lady Gaga.
He didn't think you were Gaga as well.
Well, I suppose he could have done actually. Now I come and think of it, I'm definitely. But so he was still holding us, and Chris Evans came out, and I'm thinking, get off us, Bono. And then Chris is like, hello, you all right? And I'm like, oh, hiya, yeah. But obviously I'd never met Chris before because it was like a last minute fill-in. So then I went into the studio and there was a song playing and I sat down and Chris goes to me, what are you doing? And I said, I'm doing a story about mobile phone insurance. And he was like, and the song finished and he faded up the microphone and he said, well, we've got this northern girl here to do the business news. And I thought she was Bono's bit on the side.
That's how he introduced it.
And I was like, do you know, that instant relaxed me because I just thought,
he's fabulous, Chris, though, isn't he? I love him as well.
Great. Yeah, and we had a laugh, and it made me better on air because it made me laugh so much.
So did that become a regular thing then after that?
Yeah, so then I used to do that show quite a lot. Whenever Rebecca couldn't do it, I'd go in and do it, and I loved it because I was going from doing all like the super serious stuff on the news, like all the credit crunch and talking about all that and behind the scenes, to then going on air and doing crazy things like trying dog food spray with Chris or like, doing the Footsie 100 in the voice of the Godfather. Like it was just a proper laugh. So it was, and that's made me love being on air then and all of that.
Do you know what's so good about like Brexit situation, all that bits and pieces like that? We have no idea about it, right? So when people are asking about it, we'd always go with it. We'd have a running gag, right? Brexit, don't get me started.
Don't even
so no one knows either way you're at. Don't even get me started.
I can't do it again.
No, we've been discussing it all night. We're not doing it. We're not even going to go there. And everyone went, you're right. No,
Let's change the subject.
That is a genius way of doing it.
Unreal.
I do that to most topics, actually, to be honest.
Don't get me started. Unbelievable. Anything.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Yeah, as if we've been discussing it all night.
Yeah.
Didn't realise people have current affairs so much.
I haven't got a clue about anything.
That's not true. That's not true. We just have a laugh.
This is what I don't like about how people think about business news and current affairs. You do because you're a shrewd businesswoman. You wouldn't be as successful as you are if you didn't. It's just that society.
I just use Pete's money instead of my own. That's my strategy.
You've done your own stuff.
That's my strategy. What's yours is mine, and what's mine's my own.
But even then, not blowing all of his money. That's it.
We're getting there.
No, I'm joking. We've learnt a few things along the way.
Yeah, but it's really interesting to talk to someone like we were just having a quick chat in the kitchen there before, but it's really interesting to talk to someone who genuinely understands this. And do you get kind of caught up in it, or do you want to just, because obviously you can tell that you like a good laugh as well, but the stuff you discussed certainly on your podcast is it's serious stuff.
Yeah, it is, but I am really obsessed with helping people understand what's going on, because actually, if you...
Because you don't get taught it, do you?
No, you don't, and that does my nutting.
Yeah.
Like, how can we leave school and not know what things like mortgages
but we
are?
know the square root of or Pythagoras.
I've said this for a long time.
There's a place, don't get me wrong, if you were really into pure mathematics, go for your life, do what you want. But I'd love it if we just had kids leave school and they understood what interest rates are and why they change, and what, if you're buying stuff on buy now, pay later, how it works. And
I made that mistake as a teenager.
Yeah.
Opened one of them store cards.
And everyone does, but that's how they all make their money, by you not knowing at the time, because no one's ever taught you, and that just...
I forged it as well. I think I was about 14.
Kate Clancy.
Are you 18?
Yeah. It does feel weird that you come out of school and
but I think we do that
the
on
mortgages.
purpose.
It's benefit for us not to, because if we knew, we'd be like, F you guys.
But like mortgages, overdrafts, bank accounts, loans, buying a car, buying a house.
We're not supposed to know. That's the point.
Well,
because all these companies wouldn't be able to run, because they're taking everyone's money, because everyone's naive and don't know about it.
Well,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it is. That's my big beef about it.
Well, after you've fixed the back of deck, you can educate us on it.
So I've got the pressure washer.
My tax returns.
Exactly.
Got a few things we need to run through.
Oh my God, tax returns though. I interviewed this mathematician once though. He was like super big professor in maths, and he cocked up his tax return that year, and he was saying like, that's how complicated it is. You can be a hardcore maths person and still not know, because it is really hard.
And so you've written a book, right?
I have, yeah.
Obviously, I haven't read the actual book. I've read the synopsis and stuff, and like, this feels like mega.
You didn't say that to me when I brought my book out.
Oh, your book's incredible.
Which one?
Remember my name?
Remember Abbey Clancy, remember my name. It's still in all of it.
You will be getting a signed copy when you leave, Steph, don't worry.
We've got fucking 500 of them.
But she actually wrote her own.
Yeah, amazing. But listen, it sounds like there's going to be twists and turns.
Sounds like it could be a TV show.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah. So, I mean, the synopsis is, it's a reporter live on air in the middle of an interview, like one of the most important interviews in her career. There's millions of people watching at home. And then when she's doing the interview, she's told in her earpiece, because you'll know this from doing live telly stuff, you have like an earpiece in and it's people telling you like what's going on and all that. So while she's live on air, someone says in her earpiece, I've kidnapped your child and your wife, and you have to do everything I say in order to keep them safe. So it's like, it's the whole point of the book is just, why is the hijack happened, and who's done it, and what are they trying to get out of this interview? Like, why are they making this reporter ask this person specific questions, and then everyone at home's watching it going, what the hell's happened? And so it all happens over like 20 minutes of being on air, and then it kind of takes you back 5 years. So it's like, is it about a stalker? Is it about terrorism? Is it about grooming? Is it about corruption? And it's so all of these different twists. But it came from me sat on broadcast when I was on BBC Breakfast, literally sitting there and saying to my crew, like, what would we do if we got hijacked? What would you all do now? And everyone had a different like opinion of what they do.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, like one lad would be like, oh, listen, I've got kids, I'd run and just leave you to it.
Great.
There's like another.
Cheers, lad.
Thanks for that, mate.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then one of the cameramen was like, no, and he'd been in the army and stuff, and he was like, I'll be with you, I'd take him down. And I just thought it's interesting, like how everyone would react, and also.
Did you watch what's that show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon?
Yes, The Morning Show. I
Something
love it.
like that happened on that.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's so like, I think people think that when you're doing the news, it's dead secure and there'll be loads of people with you to stop anyone like approaching you, and they're not. It's like, you'll have done it from football matches or whatever. Anyone can just run up and like, I don't know.
A Scouser broke into the Queen's bedroom, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was a Scouser.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Well, So my dad loves that story.
Does he?
Why does he love it? Just because it was a Scouser?
Yeah.
They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care less if it was from else.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it's Deadline. It's called, right?
It's called Deadline, yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of like my life in there. So like the Stalker stuff is based on like
I was going to say, didn't you? Is that a experience that you?
It's a real thing.
Yeah. So I did. I had a stalker when I was on breakfast telly because I think there's this really interesting thing where people think when you're on the telly, some people, like a minority, that you're talking specifically to them and that they've got a relationship with you. And so it's great in lots of ways because you want people...
That's how I feel about the cast of Nashville when I watch it.
And so
I think they're my friends.
Exactly.
And Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
But I think that's what a good broadcaster does, right? We're told that when I work on TNT that they said they want you to people to feel that you're talking individually to them. And I think if you're good at your job, that's what you do.
Yeah. And in the majority of cases, that's totally fine because people know that in real life, if you saw like, the Nashville lot, you wouldn't... I don't know. Follow them around. But in a few cases, there'll be people who genuinely think that they are in a relationship with you. Because then you might I made the mistake in this particular case of replying to a message sent on Twitter. So this was like 10 years ago. So it was before Instagram and everything, but it was Twitter when Twitter was massive. And I replied a couple of times to messages he'd sent. So then he started turning up at places. And because I'd said where I was, sometimes like I'd be like, tomorrow I'm going to be live here in a pig farm, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
Then he'd turn up but then he'd start saying things to me like, can I give you a lift home again? I've got your favourite snacks. And I'd be like, you've never given me a lift home before. And how would you know what we snack? And then you're like, so it was
it's actually not funny.
Did it get, how bad did it get?
Well, it got to the point, and this is kind of like that gave me one of the ideas in the book was it did get to a point where this man thought that we were in a relationship, and he found out my mum and dad's address, and then he sent a letter to my dad, just saying, like it wasn't a nasty letter, it was a really nice letter, but it was him totally being a fantasist, thinking that we're in a relationship. So he was kind of saying to my dad, I want to marry your daughter, blah blah blah. So my dad rings me and he's like, yeah. Who's this fella who sent us this letter? And I was like, what are you on about? And then I realised it was this guy.
Oh my God.
And so then, but to be fair to the BBC, like then the whole security stuff kicked in. And because obviously there'd been that horrendous murder of Jill Dando that had happened. So then there was a security team that then spoke to him and blah, blah, blah. And so it all got sorted in the end, but it was just, it was weird because, but
that could end up in a really...
We don't want it going on too long and too far, do you?
No, like, but it was like getting not sympathy off people, but I imagine sometimes people are like, you've got a secret admirer, or I wish someone had stalked, someone fancy. It can be weird to maybe people to emphasise with that, and it's like, actually, that's really messed up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And also, like, he didn't ever do anything like nasty. He never threatened me. He never did anything like that. He just thought we were in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it was just... total fantasy.
But at least you got a book out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all material for the book.
Who's the real winner here?
Yeah, probably owing royalties or something.
So I've seen it. Obviously, you self-confessed like you like spreadsheets organisation. That's why we're very similar to myself.
Spreadsheet.
Love it. Absolutely love
what spreadsheet is.
No, it's just organising kids' stuff, really, holidays, and I haven't got the time, so I just put it all on a spreadsheet.
Piss off.
Shared calendar.
We have a shared calendar. That's as organised
I'm not
as
very
we get,
good.
which he doesn't even look at.
But you do. You like organisation.
Yeah.
So do I.
I love a spreadsheet.
Do
and like
you?
I do tragically like doing my taxes every quarter. Because I
enjoy
don't know
that?
why I do, I know that's really sad.
Sick.
I don't think it's
Never mind the stalker.
I don't think that.
I'll be doing the cupboards, organising the cupboards.
I think that's impressive.
No, I think it's incredible. No, I think it's amazing. But I just the it's amazing that you can do it, but the thought of enjoying it.
I know what I do. Sometimes I'll do my tax returns on Christmas Day.
Oh,
you know,
no, stop it. Stop it.
I
Well,
will.
yeah, a little lull.
I know you think I'm bullshitting, but there'll be a lull in the day, and I'll be like, do you know what? I'm going to use this time now to get it done, and I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy stapling
January,
my
isn't
receipts
it?
together.
You've got to be in.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never kept a receipt.
Have you not
play.
taken a photo of it? Not used one of those apps where they do it all for you?
No.
Well,
That's the next thing we're going to do. I'm going to show you one of those apps afterwards where literally you can just take a photo of all your receipts and it puts it all in the right folders and everything for you and for doing your tax returns.
See
You're
PB all
literally
over
both
that.
like...
no, it's
swear.
impressive.
I don't think Abby wants to see her receipts though. I think it all becomes a bit reality, doesn't it?
You didn't happen.
Shit.
yeah.
She's definitely hiding a few from me. I know
Yeah,
that.
it's hard to blag to Peter was on discount and she's kept the receipt.
All right.
Are you organised in every other aspect of your life, like relationship wise? Like if
Yeah,
you're booking a
well-
holiday, like who's taking charge of that?
Yeah, so my partner, she is the one who's brilliant at all the kind of like cooking and all that. I'm terrible at it. Me and Abby were talking about this.
Yeah.
Like I have no joy from cooking. I couldn't, if you gave me a cupboard full of things, I'd be able to make nothing with it. I'd just see an empty cupboard.
Yeah.
I cannot do that. I'm terrible at it. I'm great at putting out the bins. I'm terrible at cooking. So, and I don't want to do it. I know, you know, people are like, oh, I love baking and that's not
for me. Yeah.
So I'm rubbish in that side, but thankfully my partner's really good at cooking and she loves it. Like she'll properly go out of her way to follow recipes and get books and stuff.
Yeah.
So
She's doing the Christmas dinner and you're doing the Christmas spreadsheets.
yes, exactly.
Division of labour, that.
That is what happens.
Yeah, but that's a good combination, isn't it?
I know
Yeah.
it works perfectly.
You'll do dinner and the spreadsheets though.
Huh?
You'll do dinner and
I'll
the
have to do
spreadsheets.
it. I do everything. No, you're
Don't
good.
do no.
What are you good at then?
Not a lot. To be honest, yeah.
No, you're a great dad.
No, I'm good.
He's
When
good
I
at
do
playing with
spreadsheets,
the
He doesn't do spreadsheets. No. But you'll do the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
I'll do the Christmas dinner.
But you like cooking though?
No,
No?
not really, because I used to really enjoy it when it was just me and Pete. And, you know, we'd come home from work and we'd open a bottle of wine and we'd make something lovely.
Yeah,
But now
that was
it's
a
like,
nice. We did kind
to
of
the
do it
kids,
together.
Sit down, shut up, eat your dinner. And they're like, I don't want that. I don't like this. So it's
Yeah.
not the most relaxing time at home.
Yeah.
Feeding time at the zoo, we call it. It's just a bit hectic and I kind of just want to get it over with.
Yeah.
But I love food.
But you like eating it?
I love eating food, yeah.
I know that's the thing, isn't it? But you're right. With kids, it just gets way more complicated because you're not eating the same thing, are you?
Yeah, well,
More
I used
often
to.
than not.
My brother used to live with us for a bit when he was a teenager, and he was.
He's great
best.
chef.
He's a
yeah,
top
it was
chef.
good.
I felt like I had a private chef living with us.
And he loved doing it. He enjoyed
And
it.
it
And
was phenomenal
he'd
dinners.
make really creative things from whatever was in the fridge.
I just told her. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Fucking
hell, Pete, keep
no,
up.
in there.
Before.
I was just telling her
Oh,
like.
right, I thought I missed it or something.
You gave a great example as well. You said, what did you say? If he had like an apple and
a piece of ham and a pot of cream,
Yeah.
he could make the best.
Yeah. Some sort of weird
Isn't he
thing.
amazing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good at that.
He's a top chef, our
He's
job.
good at that.
Shame about
that is
everything
a
else.
skill.
Are you a good cook, Ross?
I am quite a good cook. I'm an even better eater, to be fair.
I was just saying, like all my friends, all their fellas do all the cooking. Like in my next life, that will be on my list. I've left that out. I forgot about that.
What, find a man who does that?
Yeah.
DIY and cooking, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DIY
horse
cooking.
Yeah. I haven't got any of that in my life.
More of an
really.
animal lover.
Well, I like animals. I
Yeah,
don't.
but you don't love them.
Well, what do you want? Like,
But if you're too similar, that would be boring, wouldn't it?
but you bring animals home and I look after them.
Yeah, that's so true.
So you could actually say who loves them more
Yeah.
on day to day.
You love picking up dog shit.
Dog shit, walking, feeding. Yeah, she does the old pet every now and then. I love animals so much.
I can't believe you've had your cat for 20 years.
Yeah.
So you got
we've
your
got two of
cat
them.
when you first got together?
So when Pete texts me, you may as well move in. Which is
I didn't realise it was a
horrible.
romantic gesture. I just thought you mostly it was a transitional thing. It was very much like
I hate that word you
live
use,
here.
transitional.
Well, what job? It was just very much like it made sense.
Logistic.
Yeah, logistically, but-
logical. I mean,
Look, all of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I just thought I didn't know it was a romantic thing I've never had anyone live with me before.
Is that what you texted?
So I just
Yeah,
texted
you may
her,
as well move in. Why didn't you go and get more stuff? Maybe, may as well.
But I didn't realise I
was like,
should have
may as
done a
well.
grand gesture. I know that now.
Well, even a phone call.
My next one's going to think I'm so
Exactly.
romantic.
But my mum would never let me have pets growing up. And I thought, now,
Right.
you know.
I thought you must have had pets
No.
to love them so much because you do. You own a whole farm, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
It really does.
I just love them. So there's a road in Liverpool, County Road or Scotland Road. And back then you could buy cats and dogs from pet shop. And I just went in, there was 2 little kittens left and I was like, please can I have them? They were like, oh, one of them sold. I was like, no, I need to keep them together.
Yeah.
So turned up with these 2 little, well, actually stopped off, got my hair extensions done. with these,
Where did you put the cats?
in a box on my neck. Yeah. And then I turned up with them and that was it. We still got them. But now they're incontinent with a thyroid issue.
Aren't we all?
Bit like yourself.
It's just
It's age.
Cats are fine, but we're fine.
But yeah,
Oh
no,
my
we've
God.
still got them.
And that
Yeah,
is really impressive. That
I know.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
Symbol of your-
And they're good as well. They are. They're going strong, really, aren't they? Apart from the thyroid issue and the incontinence.
Well, Maggie's got osteoporosis.
Yeah, but
as well.
I think they look pretty. They
and
look well.
They get about to be- they get
onset
about.
of kidney failure.
Oh,
I did see one
beam
of
me
them
up.
leap onto the kitchen
Yeah, that's
side.
Maggie,
though.
That's
yeah.
the
was
one with all
impressive.
the. She's got the first signs of kidney failure as well now.
Oh, goodness. Right.
Oh, listen,
they're all right.
that happens to us all. You also got something else in common: dancing.
Yeah.
Right? So you're a trained Irish.
Well,
dancer.
trained is probably a stretch.
But you did
like
it.
I did Irish dancing,
Yeah.
yeah. So I did it for from being a kid because the girl over the road did it, and I just went with her one week, and I was like, "This is really fun." And it was before Irish dancing was cool, so it was before river dance or anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
just looked a bit, a bit weird doing it. But I loved it. I just like the crack. It was like just
Yeah.
good fun, and you would, because there weren't that many people doing it back then, you would end up traveling a bit to go to competitions. So I had friends in all over the northeast, and I'm still friends with them now. My Irish dancing girls are still like my best
No way.
mates.
That's
yeah,
fab.
yeah, and they all went off and did Riverdance and Lord of the Dance and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know, and I'm so proud of them because they're like proper Geordie lasses who've done good and all went off into shows with Flatley and everything and travelled the
God.
world. And now we're all back in Newcastle.
is that your party trick once you've had a baby? Does that
totally
come?
is.
Oh,
Totally
yeah, I
is.
can see that.
Can you imagine?
I'm seeing that.
It's absolutely
Get that
class.
river dancer.
As soon as any of us put Bewitched on the Sailor V,
Oh, yeah.
when I did Mass Dancer and you were judging
Yeah.
it, and that's
Unbelievable.
And that's I did.
Did
Sailor
you do
V.
that?
Yeah,
And that was it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
because I was dressed as a tomato.
yeah. That was it. You came to watch. Who's the tomato?
Yeah, my memory, I can only remember the prawn.
Oh, who was the prawn again? I was knocked out by Kimberly Walsh.
Yeah,
who I
that was
loved.
right. She was
Odd
like a bag
Socks.
of washing.
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
she?
she was socks. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, odd socks. Yeah.
She was
Bag of
odd
washing. I
socks.
just called her a bag of washing.
Socks.
I know, yeah.
Because there was the
Really?
tree in the post box, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That was David Seaman.
Yeah, there was, yeah,
David
yeah.
But I don't know who
Seaman.
the prawn was.
I remember the
I also
prawn.
think the prawn was Matt. Oh, I don't know.
I remember some of my guesses were like Danny Dyer and Ray Winston and people like that.
Yeah.
Danny Dye will be on there soon, I reckon.
Yeah, was it? But,
Why
I
was he
think-
done?
well,
Did you enjoy that
Maybe on,
process?
it's good. Danny Dye.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I loved it because, like, obviously you did Strictly and
Yeah.
amazing on it, but I don't know if I could do Strictly ever because I don't know if I could do it as me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love Mass Dancer because no one knew it was me, and
You still
therefore
get
I
to
could just-
dance.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I love dancing. I absolutely was off it, but I just thought I'm quite competitive as well, and I thought I don't want to do Strictly and then be rubbish at it and feel self-conscious.
Yeah.
Whereas, because as soon as you have to dance on Mass Dancer without the mask on, when you've been booted out, I was terrible.
Yeah,
because suddenly I was like, oh,
See, I'd like to do. I love singing, and I'd
Yeah.
love to do like something like Mass Singer. But the thing that puts me off is we have to take it off and
Yeah,
then do it
yeah.
without it. I'd be like, I can't.
yes,
Because I
totally.
feel like you. wouldn't want to do it as me.
Get a few
You know?
shandies down, you'd be absolutely laughing. You've seen you doing shallow at every party ever. Blathered.
What's your go-to song?
Shallow.
Oh, shallow, yeah.
And my friend Lucinda's Bradley.
Yeah.
very good.
She gave off on me as Bradley.
Yeah, because you
Told
wrote
them.
a tune and then you wrecked it. I've got a new one now
Go on.
from the same soundtrack. Never Love Again. I sent you the video, Ross, of me.
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
sorry,
barbecue the other
I
day.
must not watch this. Sorry.
You did. You replied.
Which one was that?
You replied saying, "Oh, you're so shy."
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
Did you think it was good?
Yeah, I did think that was good. You are a good singer. No one's ever
She's a
doubted
very good
that.
singer. Can you sing as well as dance?
No, I can't sing at all. I'm terrible. I do like to give it a go, but not ever publicly,
Yeah,
I'd love to be able to sing, though. I think it's such a brilliant skill.
it is.
I agree. I wish
you
I could
sing?
sing. No, awful.
You can.
I'm awful, babe. Come on.
You're not
You got
that
rid
bad.
of me as Bradley Cooper.
You just ruined them since you kicked him off your karaoke team because he was that bad.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my mates were all good singers, and we used to go around the local karaoke's where you won money and clean up.
Oh my God.
So like one of my mates was, she could do like Diana Ross and stuff.
Oh.
So we used to win like 30 quid and stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's nothing better. I got my daughter an amp and a microphone and all that for her birthday,
Lib.
which was for me really.
I got a lib and amp and a mic and everything. Yeah.
We
With
had
also tune.
yeah, exactly. We had my son Jack's 6th birthday a couple of weeks ago. Some of the teachers' kids are in his class. So I had a few of the teachers round and we were free drinks and on the karaoke, and Jack was
You're
like,
pushing the kids out the way.
"Why is Miss such and such singing in our house drunk?"
I went to my daughter's first little show the other day.
Oh, does she do dancing?
Yeah, she does. She does like a little class, and it was so cute.
Gorgeous.
I didn't realise how emotional I was until
yeah.
every time I see it. Just do anything, I
Oh,
just
I know.
cry.
Same.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like literally, she wasn't even that good.
I know.
She was totally out of time. They were doing Reach for the Stars, and every time everyone jumped, she did it a beat later.
But we were the
All eyes on her, though. Everyone will be watching it, to be
We
fair.
were the same on Sports Day today. We were crying.
Yeah,
our
we were in
eyes out,
sports
weren't we?
day today. I was in pieces. Yeah. Finished second at throwing, and I was like, "Oh my god, incredible!"
He's a star. This
He's a
boy's
superstar.
And where did you come in your race?
Sorry, nothing. Yeah, we're moving on now.
Fourth, everyone. He came fourth.
Fourth in the dad's race. Just some quick dads out there. I'm telling you.
Alex
Really-
won. Have
really
you met
quick.
Alex?
Don't think so.
Yeah, Alex won. One of our best friends.
He rumped
I
it.
bet he's been training for months though.
100%.
You
No,
said
he
he's good at all sports.
didn't.
though.
He's very good at sports. Yeah, lots of sports.
He's got better than you at golf
You're
as well.
all right as well, Pete, to be fair.
Yeah, I've got certain sports in the locker. Not running's not one of them.
Yeah. Not know if you pace.
All right, should we get some agony abs?
I think so.
This is the part of the podcast where we try and help other people. If that's
Yeah,
the right stuff, and
lovely.
we're big advocates of it on this pod. We either that or we just take the piss out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, hi Abbey, Pete, Ross, and Steph. Love the pod. So my husband is an avid Man United supporter, along with my 3 children, and now seems I'm a fan too. Constantly screaming at the TV, and we've spent date nights at Old Trafford, which is totally fine. We've been together for. It sounds like
Totally
it's
fine,
not
it's
going
totally
to. Sounds like it's not going to be in a minute. We've been together for almost 15 years, in which time he's invited me to loads of away matches. We're in Mallorca for the Europa League final. He found tickets and a flight, but didn't go for the night. He has been invited to watch England abroad. We also spoke about taking the kids again. We didn't go. In fact, any night, day out or weekend away, he gets invited on without me or the kids. He doesn't go. But the problem is, all of a sudden, he's been invited to Manchester United versus Leeds friendly, which sounds shit. In Sweden.
Is that her saying that, or you?
This is what she's saying.
Oh, right.
In Sweden, he's booked flights, hotel and tickets so fast. It's as if he thinks Sweden's going to get wiped from the map any day. Anytime I mention it, he does a smug smile that I could slap off his face and says, all I'll be doing is sightseeing. He's told me before that he has a Swedish pen pal that he met on holiday. Am I being unreasonable thinking this is highly irritating, or is he a twat? P.S. I've cut his passport up before and I'm not afraid to do it again.
Oh, wow, this is toxic.
Thoughts on that? He doesn't go anywhere without his family, apart from Sweden,
Where he's got a pen pal.
where he's got a pen pal.
And the Swedish chicks are hot, aren't they? As well?
Yeah.
And the fellas.
Are
Well-
they?
Yeah. Swedes in general.
Yeah, they
Nordics.
are. Why doesn't she just go with him? Why doesn't she just do, surprise, I'm coming?
Just turn
And
up.
see what happens?
Let's have a look at this pen pal of yours.
Yeah. It's a big pen.
There's a pen in your eye, pal.
I think it's even more weird that she
'Cause of his
enjoys
passport?
going to all these football matches.
I think she loves her. I think she loves her fella.
Family time. It's nice, isn't it?
It's a nice thing to do. You should come with me sometime.
No, you're all right, Anne.
Cheers.
I like going to certain matches.
No, you don't.
What's he trying to hide there then, do you reckon?
Yeah, it's just a bit odd that he never goes, and now with this one trip, he's 2 foot in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one.
I mean, it right from the beginning, it just screamed affair, didn't it?
Yeah.
Felt fairy.
But if she wants to find out, she should just go out there and see, shouldn't she?
She should just throw an air tag in his undies.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. What's it called? Family 360. Daddy's landed in Sweden.
Do you have that Live 360 thing?
No, what is it?
Really good.
Oh, it's really good.
So basically, you can just see where everyone is.
So all your family, so you connect the
like
phones.
a tracker thing.
Yeah, it's really good.
But
So you've
you
got
can-
like little profile like this, right? So we can see
Yeah.
like we're all at home here.
Yeah.
You'd set it up so I'm mummy and daddy, so it's like daddy has landed, daddy has
Yeah, it
arrived
does
home.
sound a
And
bit
I'm like,
sinister.
oh.
doesn't it? Daddy's left the house. Daddy's arrived home.
Daddy's with a Swedish pen pal.
Daddy's really Swedish pen pal. Yeah, okay.
Don't you ever want to like not be tracked though? Not because you're up to anything.
No, but I don't look at I don't look at it.
It's no, it's for the kids.
It's for the kids, really.
Yeah,
Fine.
like Ab does track me at the golf
I
club
don't.
sometimes. What will you do?
No, but we all do a little bit of, oh yeah, I set off half an hour ago, it's just the traffic's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to be seen where you actually are. Not because there's anything you're doing anything.
No, Pete just
necessarily
ignores
dodgy.
me for 9 hours. That's
Right.
you know
That's
that's
not
my
true.
that's my weekly wine. Pete went to the golf club at 9 and got AM and got back at 9 PM and just ignored me.
36 holes was a P.
But I could
Waiting
see
on
he was
every
just
hole.
in. I could see he was just like sitting on the terrace in the golf club for 9 hours
Yeah.
drinking.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
There's
really.
nothing wrong with that.
I feel like I don't want to get involved.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this.
Next I can have.
Anyway,
Time already.
There's nothing wrong with it. But to be fair, I've actually got a weekly shine. I know we've done this in the wrong order. We do a weekly wine where get something off our chest. Weekly shine is a nice thing. So Pete played golf again, and he called me literally every 40 minutes, and then came home and didn't bring the whole golf club back to our house. It was borderline stalkery though. He called me too much.
Can't win, can you? Do you know what I mean?
But I thought,
No, I thought.
but the weekend was so nice because it's he normally plays on a Friday, and then I'm normally not speaking to him because he's like ignored me all night.
Yeah, the weekend goes. I play golf, have a few drinks. We don't speak Friday night or Saturday, and then we can't do a family thing on Sunday. That's our weekend usually.
that's the perfect dynamic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but this weekend was fabulous. We got up Saturday morning, done a cup of tea, babe, like because we loved each other so much, just because of that simple phone call.
Well, yeah. What I've realised is after probably 20 years of being together is that actually just checking in every now and then, and asking your partner how they're feeling, how their day is.
Even if you don't care what the answer is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really goes a long way.
It does.
And I've realised that now.
But I think it happens in all relationships because I've been like that with my partner. I've been away quite a bit, and I realised we were basically barely speaking to each other. And then when I came home, we had a massive row, and then started speaking to each other loads again, and we're like, oh, actually, we do really love each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's just relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's relationships. It's the same with the kids when you spend too much, like as much as I love the kids, it's very much kids' activities all the time. And then we go away together on our own and we go, I don't remember you.
Yeah.
You were great.
We're making it out like we hate each other.
You were great. You were great.
So what about you? Have you got any weekly wines? Anything you want to get off your chest?
My current wine is bad manners.
Oh.
It's really driving me nuts. You know, if you like
Yeah.
hold a door up for someone and then they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
I now always scream after them.
Thank
You're
you."
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. I did it this morning. I dropped my little girl off at school, and then I was walking down the road, and this woman nearly ran me over on her bike. So I stood back to let her pass. She
Thinking
didn't say
she'd go,
thank you.
"Oh." Yeah.
She didn't say anything.
Mad.
I nearly chased after her and pushed her off.
But I
I
find
wouldn't
that
have
with
done that, obviously.
I find that with Do you know, even when like little kids coming over ask Pete, they go, "Gives your autograph," and I'm like, "Excuse me, where's your manners?"
Yeah, please and thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a huge thing for me, manners.
Costs nothing.
Yeah.
I was on a train the other day, and really busy train, and someone got on and he was holding a little girl, and this little girl crying her eyes out, "Daddy, I want to sit down," right? And I was thinking, I was like basically the other end of the carriage.
Yeah.
I'm like, Not one person, right? And the man, you could see he's been shopping all day. He's got a pram. He's got a baby that's going, I want to sit down. And I had to get up and walk the whole length of the carriage and go, cheeky, mate, there's a seat there.
And was everyone heads down?
There was a woman also standing up and went, like, she shouted it. Well done. You know what I mean? Like, all these here.
And a lot of teenage boys sitting down.
Everyone like sitting down. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I agree. I hate that.
That is that. I broke my arm at the beginning of the year, slipped on the ice outside my house. It's on the ring doorbell. It's very funny. It was very painful. And I sat at the top of my arm.
You've been framed.
250. They can't still be paying that, surely. Are they really?
Because I got one recently. I got this £250 payment and I was like, what's that for? And it was for something off telly where it had gone wrong and they used it. No,
no way. Oh, I can't believe that's still going.
But I broke my arm and then I had to go and I was in like this brace thing, so I totally snapped the top of my arm. And on the train, similar thing, I got on and I could barely move without it hurting, and not one person got up and let me, and I sat on the floor. And I was going to Newcastle from London.
Yeah. Wow.
Sat on the floor right in the middle of the carriage as well.
Yeah.
Fuck yous.
I know, but everyone just put their head down.
Yeah, it's horrid.
Heads down, don't look at it. And then it won.
I've got a new one as well. Like, I've noticed it recently.
I've got going in.
You know, if you make a mistake where you're driving, or you're in the wrong lane and you go to get out and you can see people in their own car
getting mad,
shouting at you and just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Didn't you think someone was shouting at you once though or something, and you pulled up next to them and they were like, did your lights burn on or something like that?
He kept beeping me and then I pulled the lights and I was like, what's your fucking problem? And you're like, oh, sorry love, your hazards are on. And I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's a shocker.
Easily done. Isn't it mad how enraged you get though when you're driving and someone does something to annoy you?
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I was going down the road and stopped at red lights, but the lights that in front of me were green, but the ones just slightly further in front were red, and I couldn't work out if it was a red light or not. The man behind me was absolutely raging, held his horn down, and then pulled up next to me. And then we had this blazing row through the windows. And I thought, why am I rowing with him?
I know.
Like, where is that feral animal come from that's now telling him he's going to die of a heart attack?
Yeah, exactly.
So true that, isn't it?
Yeah. Why is it enrages us? Anyway. Several wines.
Several wines.
Which is what we should be drinking.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on. Hi, Agniab, please. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years. It's a whirlwind romance, and after falling head over heels, he moved into my first home with me after 3 months dating. We've lived together ever since, and in the last 18 months, he has bought and renovated us a home.
Oh,
We've designed the entire thing together. This was going to be our home. After a huge row, after a huge row over nothing, he decided to move into the new place on his own for some space. We still see each other regularly and don't row at all with the space, but I hate it. I don't want to be a part-time partner. I know I need to give him an ultimatum of I move in or we're done. But he's kind of stubborn enough to push away from an ultimatum, even if it's not what he really wants. What should I do? Thank you.
Was it really a row over nothing? It sounds pretty big to say you kicked out the house.
Or has he created a row and gone, this is my gaff?
He's got here to design the house for him because he's got no taste. And then he's got a belted house and then just chipped it off.
Well, you've got to think of all aspects of it.
True, 4D chess.
Yeah. I think you're not going to solve it by an ultimatum. I think nothing's solved like that. Because if you just put someone under pressure and they just say yes to make the peace and they don't really want to do it. Yeah, or no, and then it's all over. I just think ultimatums are not a good thing.
No.
The fact, did she say that he just went out and bought it?
Yeah, it's his house.
Does he?
It's his house that he's bought for them and renovated.
To me, this sounds like he's been using her for somewhere to live while he does this house up.
Get her tips for the interior.
That's nasty, that.
And then he's got the house and gone, fuck this.
Thanks for the shag pad. See you later.
Oh no, well that's a not a nice way of looking at it.
That's definitely the way it's
really
100%.
That's very cynical of us, I think.
So therefore she should do the ultimatum. I've completely gone U-turn. because then she just needs to find out, doesn't she?
Or just when he comes home from work, just be in there. What are you going to do now?
I mean, that's a bit creepy.
The slow moving.
I don't know.
That is a tricky one.
Yeah. It has to be an ultimatum, doesn't it? It's like, look, I feel like we built this together, and you've kicked me out.
But did they build it together, or was that just because if he bought it and they've only been together 4 years, that's not that long, is it?
I think that is long.
They've lived together
18 months ago.
They've lived together for 18 months. And like, you don't go from living together to buying a new house to then not living together.
Oh, I see what you mean.
know what I mean?
18 months. You're right.
Yeah.
He's been using it while he does the pad ups, not paying rent or whatever. Why have I called it a pad, by the way?
What?
Why do I keep calling it a pad?
I think they said pad.
Pad.
I don't think I've ever said the word pad.
I haven't said it 3 times. I'd get rid of him.
I think an ultimatum is definitely, you got to say, look, we were living together and now we're not. What's going on?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah.
Hi, Agony Ab. I've been with my boyfriend for a few years now. We live together and it's all great. He has a daughter from a previous relationship who I've never met. And his reasoning for this is that he's terrified the ex-girlfriend would stop and seeing the child, as she's admitted that she would. I'm not a secret. We've just not met. I want desperately to meet her so that his life is easier more than anything. And so I feel like that I'm part of his whole life. I feel like his ex has a hold over him. I know there's no feelings there, but with the child, obviously she'll always be around. And I'm just beyond jealous of her. Any advice? And on. Oh, it's a tough one.
It's so tricky with kids because you can see it from both points of view.
Yeah.
Completely, can't you?
Yeah.
Because that'd be really mean, though, of the mum to not let him see his own kid again just because he's got a new girlfriend. Like, that feels harsh.
I think I'd do that
But
then.
she could invent a reason, couldn't she?
Spiteful.
Yeah.
Yeah, vindictive, spiteful, yeah.
And brag.
Nasty.
Yeah, but it's not fair.
No, I'm
You
joking.
wouldn't do that. You would not do
I'm
that.
only
Because you know
joking.
why? Because you
I wouldn't want anything to affect the kids.
That
Yeah,
exactly.
totally.
I think
not
there's
seeing
petty
it-
rows with kind of couples who split up because there's no crime against, people falling out of love or
Yeah.
a relationship breaking down. But I think you need to be grown-ups for the
Yeah,
sake
you
of the
totally
kids.
do. It really winds me up when people weaponise kids because
Absolutely.
it's just not fair. And
No.
in the long run, you don't achieve anything by it,
No.
do you?
And the
No.
kid will know once they get older, oh, my mum
Yeah.
wouldn't let me see.
Yeah.
Because she could have a nice relationship with the new girlfriend as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could all get on.
Yeah.
Like, let's all move on. People split up.
Let's
just
get that
on.
commune.
Have you told everyone your idea about this commune?
Yeah. I tell them all the time that I just want to
No
build
one's
a
really buying into it, really.
No one wants to live with me. Just me. I'll just end up like bloody Bridget Bardot with a million animals.
Mish Havisham, more like.
Mish Havisham, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she just needs to meet with the mum and bash it out there privately before she meets
think-
the
That's a good idea.
Just say-
As in, she should, independent of him, go and see.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You
Girl
just
power.
say, look,
Once-
we need to crack on with this for the sake of the kid.
Yeah. That's a good shout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely right. Okay, Steph, before you go, we're just something we're doing now that Ross has created. And
That was a big sell.
it's
Ross came up with it, so we're doing it.
it's an
It's
end
quite
segment, really,
awkward
but
asking people what the bunk beat is, though.
favourite bunk beat.
It's favourite tune. It
What's
doesn't have to be
favourite
the
song?
that they-
You know, like
make
go
love
on,
to.
favourite
But
bunk
bog
beat.
beat because you're listening to it having a shit.
No,
Oh, shagging song.
It's a bit of a
I thought
shagging
you
song.
said bog beat.
No, but well, that's a good one as well.
That's a good shout.
That's a new one for the end
playlist.
segment.
Yeah.
Write that one down, Ross. The bog beat.
That is totally awkward asking someone that. So what's their favourite song?
Well, yeah, that we discussed it. And
Yeah,
we,
but how-
we didn't have one
We
because I've
don't
said
have
if you put music on
Yeah.
and kind of shimmy over to me, I'd be physically ill.
Yeah. that is it. That's an ick for me.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I am not partaking in this bit.
Yeah. But what? Give us a song then that you like.
Favourite song?
Oh, I love all music. Like but I suppose my ultimate go-to for like not for shagging, but like it would be C'est la vie. It would be
Would
so
it?
like that
Would
because
it?
it's just
Walking
yeah.
over like that.
Yeah, say we won't, say we'll do what I don't say true.
It is a tune, though.
Yeah, it is.
Some
It
people say I look like my dad.
That's the little interlude that I was trying to think of that. Some people say that to think every day.
Double denim.
Holiday read?
Holiday Read would be my own book.
Yeah.
Plug.
So when is it out? Deadline.
So it's out now.
Woohoo!
Yay! I know.
I
That's
can't
mad.
believe you didn't even bring me a signed copy.
Oh no,
from
I'm
a
so
holiday.
sorry. I know, but I'll sort that out afterwards. Once I've sorted your pressure washer, your spreadsheets,
Your tax return.
tax
Tax
returns,
return.
and then I'll sort the book out. You know, But no, I love reading, so I could
So do
literally
I.
do about 20 recommendations for you of books I've read recently. That
Ab's good with the books. She likes
I
them
read
as
a
well.
great one the other
Read it?
day, Verity. Have you read that?
Oh, I haven't read that.
Fabulous.
Is
It's quite
Yeah.
kinky.
it good? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is a really good one if you like.
No, I haven't read that.
Really good. Yeah, it's about this like film star who, when she retires, she does this. She never does interviews, and she does this one big interview, and she goes through all of her husbands and why she married them and everything else.
That's
and
like
it's
that
about
Elizabeth Taylor documentary. Have you seen that?
Really good.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So there we are.
Interesting. Okay.
Recommendations.
Ab's favourite quote is if it's not what is it?
If
What is
it's, not
it again?
if it's not a hell yeah, it's a no.
If it's not a hell yeah, it's a no.
I stole that from Margot Robbie.
Okay.
If it's not a hell yeah, it's a no. Yeah, it's a good one.
If you got a quote that you live by,
Work hard and be nice. Like
That's a really good one.
I've literally got that on a poster.
I
now.
like that. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a bit tragic, but it's
No,
a
it's good.
famous Anthony Burrow poster. Work hard, be nice.
Yeah, it's so simple
It's like
but
that.
so
Yeah.
effective.
Live your life by that, and
Yeah, absolutely.
that's all you need. You don't need to do anything else.
What's yours, actually?
Man in the morning.
Oh, God.
Man in the evenings, man in the morning.
Man in the morning, stallion at night.
No, I would go by something like that. Like, I think, and also, like, if
I
you're
was thinking yourself,
successful at
isn't it?
things,
That's
you don't
it,
have
it
to
is
be a
that.
knob.
Yeah.
I think quite often people that do well then
Yeah.
become dickheads.
I know. We could list
you
loads
don't
of them,
have to
couldn't
be.
we?
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't.
Well, I've
No,
realised.
you
Will,
really
camera.
don't. Yeah.
Ross, your balls, you need to get them away.
What you want to do about it?
Honestly.
Can't help the fact I've got big balls, can I?
Christ almighty. Apologies. Okay, have you got a favourite film?
The Godfather Part 2.
Belter.
2. That's a belter. That is the best Godfather as well.
Come here on the day of my daughter's funeral.
You know, I've
Superb.
never
I've
seen
not
The
watched it.
Godfather.
Have you not?
What?
Oh, it's so
I've
good.
never seen it.
I
But
love
you-
gangster stuff.
You watched the
So do
making.
I.
The making. What's the series?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
fabulous,
the
though.
making of, I can't remember what it was
That was
called.
brilliant.
Have you seen that?
Have you seen that?
No, the making of The Godfather.
It's basically like
Dramatization of the making of.
a dramatization.
Ah.
But you know the true story of the actual mob got involved in the making of The Godfather,
Oh,
just to
really?
make
What was
sure
that
they were
called?
portrayed.
Yeah.
It
I
was
haven't seen it, I
called.
can't
I
remember,
know
but it
the
looked
name
really
of
good.
what that's called.
It's HBO one, isn't it?
It's on Paramount.
Right on the tip of my tongue.
It's the guy from War Dog. You know that actor from War Dog?
No.
He's good actor.
It's a really
it's
good-
a big. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's called.
I'm not rubbish at remembering actors. Have you watched Mobland?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was good.
Tom Hardy's good in anything, isn't he?
Tom Hardy's
Yeah.
amazing in it.
Peaky Blinders as well. He's
Yeah.
good in that, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. I love a gangster.
So do I.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Anyway, yeah, The Offer. It's called.
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen that.
Well
It's
remembered.
very good.
It's
Series.
amazing. Yeah.
It's very
The
good.
the making of The Godfather. You should watch it.
Very good.
Yeah.
That one I'm watching last night, I stayed up till 1 a.m.
What was it?
It's called like We Are Liars or something, or Little Liars.
Oh, yeah, Little Lies.
Big Little
Is it the
Lies?
one of Big Little
No.
Lies?
No.
We Were Liars, I think it's called. It's a
We
new
Were
one.
Liars.
Is that a drama? Like a
Yeah.
thriller? I think
Yeah.
that's based on a book, actually.
Yeah, it
really
is.
good.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
It is from a book, though.
E.
Yeah.
Lockhart is the book, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. It's really good, that, isn't it?
That's what, I mean, loads of brilliant series now are coming from books, aren't there?
Yeah.
Are you hoping with yours? With
Yeah,
Deadline?
totally. That was like the biggest drop ever. So if there's anyone listening who works for Netflix or Paramount or Apple TV or any of the...
It's got all
Absolutely.
the
We're getting
drama,
content.
isn't it? It's got all the drama. It's like
Yeah.
it's got all the
Can I
ingredients.
be in it? Who
Yeah,
can I
yeah,
be?
yeah,
What
yeah.
character could I
You
play?
could play the one that's basically me, if you like, the lead
Yeah.
supporter.
Gaga.
Thought that was going to Gaga, yeah.
Can I be the stalker?
You're giving me
I can be
stalker
really
vibes.
weird. I can be seriously weird.
Yes,
I am
please.
weird, yeah. Steph, you know what? This is obviously you come across as always lovely whenever I watch everything. No, but you've actually.
But you're expecting me to be a bitch.
Yeah,
you've
thought
been
it was all
fantastic.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, you know what it's like. No, you've been great. Really pleasure having you
thanks
on.
for coming on, hon.
Good luck with the book.
Thank you.
Yeah, we hopefully we see it on Netflix or something.
Yeah, we will. We will.
And the sequel.
And the sequel, yeah.
I'm writing the second book now, so you never know.
Is that going to be connected to it?
Well, there's going to be a couple of the same characters, but the storyline's totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not about being on telly. It's going to be.
When do you have time to write the book?
Do you know, it's my like escapism. That's what I do to chill out, because I've got one of those brains where I'm constantly working and thinking, what can I do next? What can I do next?
Yeah.
And so that's how I relax, is go off into this world and murder people fictionally.
That's your Christmas day come down after the spreadsheets.
Exactly, Ross. Exactly.
All right. Well, you know that Black and Decker won't do it itself. You know what I mean?
Come on then.
We better crack on.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Steph.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.